Hey everyone,
Hello.
welcome to the Hume Scope podcast, Roles and Lols. For those of you who don't know Hume Scope, we're a recruitment training business based in Australia, and today we have trained thousands of recruiters across Oz, New Zealand, and a bit of Europe.
This is going to be a 10-minute quick tips and tricks with hopefully some laughs along the way for agency recruiters.
Yeah. Hopefully you enjoy, and if you ever have any topics you'd like us to cover in the poddy, please shout out. Otherwise, you'll see us every week on a Friday for 10-minute episodes. Hopefully you enjoy.
See ya.
Welcome back, guys, to the Bush series.
It's going to be quite sad when the Bush series is over.
I
What are we
know.
going to do in January? The beach series?
The beach series.
Oh, the beach
A Bali
series.
series, a Sri Lanka series, London series.
Just get wilder and wilder.
I could get very creative. I think there might be a fly in my mouth. Sorry.
We didn't think the Biff Bush series through.
No, we didn't. No. Alrighty, today.
Business planning.
Yes.
Something that people very rarely put a lot of time into, in my experience.
Mm-hmm.
And especially at this time of year, I think the worst thing you can do is come back in January. And let's be honest, I've been here before.
Yeah.
For a couple of years in my first few years of recruitment. Coming in at the start of Jan, we've all been here. Hopefully no one has, but I know people have. But you get in, first day, back at work in January.
No one else is around.
And you're just like, oh fuck, okay, I've got to do this all again. And I've got to start business development. No one's going to want to talk to me until Australia Day.
Yeah.
Now this, and it's so stagnant and slow
Yeah.
that you're so demotivated in January after the high of Christmas that most people then go, oh, maybe I'll start looking elsewhere. And the problem isn't your current business typically, it's that you haven't planned from December to go, okay, I've set myself up for a good January. I know what I'm doing, I'm coming in and I'm going to hit it hard.
Yeah. What do you think is important to plan December, and then what do you need to plan in January?
So, good question. I think...
They can be a bit different, I think.
Yeah, I think in December for me, like, let's be honest, come December, you're not making any more placements that start in December. So you're doing trailing off things to close off the quarter. And most people will go, great, I can just slow down. The good recruiters that will do well in the first quarter of the new year are going, great, that quarter's done, I'm on the December one. Now this is my planning time and prep time to set myself up for a good January.
Yeah.
So they'll spend time crafting good content for the new year. They'll spend time reassessing how they've made money for the last year, what their stats have been, what they then need to do moving forward based on current market conditions, and setting a plan on that front. So content plans, actual plans around their stats currently, a forward plan around what's going on in their market and who are they targeting, and more importantly, how, and what the 7 touch points are that they're going to start converting clients in Jan. The other thing I think good recruiters do and are doing currently, and quite a lot of our clients are good recruiters, are planning in meetings for January.
Yeah.
That having those meetings locked in for January, so you're not coming in and going scrabbling for catch-ups with clients. It's doing the work now that will pay off in January.
Yeah, and I think those meetings, there has to be a purpose for them as well, because I think there will be people that listen to this and think, like, who the fuck's going to want to book in a meeting with me in January? They don't even know what they're doing then. They're going on
100%.
holiday. But I think, like, it's so important for you to get ahead of the game or ahead of other recruiters to book these meetings in. But next question, what is the purpose or the reason?
What's the value to the client for meeting you? 100%. And I think those that do it well, there is a real reason for the client to meet them. So a good example, and a few of our clients are also doing this off the back of a session that we had, and we're doing it at the moment. So some of you may have had this call from us to book in a meeting. But we know at this time of year it's a good time to gather data from consultants on what they're billing, what their average salaries are, commission schemes, etc., etc. Because a lot of agencies will do a bit of a salary review at the end of the year. And so we're like, well, this data is valuable. We've gathered it. We can release it straight away. Or we go, well, actually, let's utilise this data to get in front of people first for the next 2 months before we release it to the wider public. And so having a real tangible thing that you can go, hey, client, I'd love to catch up with you. Want to do an end-of-year review to find out how our service has been, how we can improve it, because if you don't ask, you don't get that information, and you're at risk of losing clients to other recruiters. And 2, I've collated this data that I think might be of use to you. It's around X, Y, Z, whatever, insert whatever is important in your industry, but provide something of value other than, I'd love to catch up with you for an end-of-year drink. There's no real tangible reason there other than a social occasion, which I'm not saying you absolutely shouldn't do, but you still need to have those meatier conversations and meetings with clients that are in relation to recruitment, your job that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they can be end of year meetings, but they can be start of year recruitment as well, because then it's like looking at how the year's been, but you can have start of year meetings of what's to come, and they can be like a very insightful meeting.
100%. Sorry guys, Lucy's gonna fly, that's right.
There's so many flies around
The bush
here.
is getting to her.
Get me back to the city. No, I
City
love that
slicker.
I could definitely live out here. It's so beautiful.
But
Minus
that's
the
such
snake.
a good point, and I think a question often asked by consultants that always ask us is, why would they meet me? And I'm like, well, if you've got no other reason, no other value add, why they should meet you is, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Klein, I'd really like to catch up with you in January. The purpose is, want to do a bit of a recap on our experience, and so we can further provide a better service, blah, blah, blah. But 2, more importantly, I just need to know, I would like to find out what's going to be going on in your business or likely to happen, so I can forward plan and start building talent pools for you. That doesn't cost the client anything for you to do that. So you're forward planning what talent they might need, and and it's benefit to them, because they might tell you, we're actually good right now, but we know Janet in marketing has been showing signs of disengagement. We're not sure she's actually going to stay for very much longer. So there's no real role there, but that might happen. And that's gold information for you. You start forward planning potential roles and start banking clients, candidates, and sort of building those talent pools. It's valuable to the clients, and it shows a level of professionalism and commitment to that client that you are future sort of planning for them.
No, I agree. And I think the conversations have to be heightened. Like, they can't be wishy-washy. You won't get meetings if you're just asking or trying to pre-book meetings in. If your intention is only to for like a checkboxing exercise, like they won't happen. Like, you need to have a clear direction in yourself of why you're having these meetings, and the purpose for the client that you're going to meet with.
100%.
Because they won't happen, and I think they are hard to get, because we just say, oh, like,
Would
can we
love to
catch
catch
up?
up.
I want to book in a meeting in 4 weeks time after you've been on leave. People are going to be like,
no thanks.
I don't know.
I've got no recruitment. Sorry,
I don't
call
even know
you.
what's happening then.
And I think that is it. It's, if there's no reason for it, what's the incentive for the client to go, I'll book in a meeting? Absolutely not. If a supplier said to me, I would love to catch up with you in Jan, I'd be like, I'll circle back to you. I don't need what you're selling right now, so thank you.
But call me in Jan.
Those conversations go one of two ways: no thanks, or why don't you push that back another couple of months? We might need to have a chat in March.
Or I'll let you know when I need you, kind of thing, because they don't see the value in you yet. So we need to create the value. And
guys, don't let the lack of a physical content piece hold you back. Like, don't sit there going, I've got nothing of value to offer. We haven't put together any salary guides or reports. You don't need to. As a recruiter, we are privy to so much information that our clients aren't, and we're privy to that information in real time. So we see talent trends way, way sooner than our clients do. So it can be as simple as, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Client, hope you have an awesome Christmas, blah, blah, blah. Can we schedule in a quick catch-up in Jan? I've done a bit of an assessment of all the placements that we've made over the last year. There's some trends in there that I think might be of interest to you. Happy to pop down, and I'd love to share them with you. It's a one-liner. There's trends there. There's data there. And it's anecdotal, and it might be anecdotal data, but you guys as recruiters are speaking to let's say 10 candidates a week, over 52 weeks or 48 weeks if you take holiday.
Which you should.
Which you should. But then we're screening 50 resumes or LinkedIn profiles minimum a week as a recruiter. You're having X amount of client meetings. You guys are so privy to so much information that our clients aren't, and we just need to make sure that we realise that's valuable so that we can relay that to our clients to then leverage that to book in client meetings.
100%. It's a constant question that we get asked
God,
as
these
well.
flies are so annoying. Sorry, everyone.
And it's a constant question that we get, that I think recruiters get: what's happening in the market, how's the market going? And I think we need to understand more that we, like you said, we know so much information, but almost without knowing it, because we're just doing it all the time. But I think if we're intentionally booking in sessions to actually give people insights and actual like factual data that's so valuable to them, and it's such an easy way for us to show our value.
It's not doing anything extra, right?
Yeah.
You're just going about your day having conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I do think that that's one way, and a very good way as recruiters, because I don't think a lot of people we don't give ourselves enough credit for actually how much we do know in this space. And yes, we recruit, and there's a transactional element to it, but we are consultants. We advise, like, we know this industry so well. So
oh my God, B.
Don't you? I know you. You've got the worst life face.
All right, guys. On that note, we will love you and leave you. We will see you next week for our last Bush series episode.
Yes. All right. We'll see you there. Hopefully with no flies in the throat.
See you guys.
See ya.